So in your previous question, I'm much more on the positive side of the spectrum. And if, when we talk about democracy, let's think what are the heated debates today when it comes to AI. It is about, ethics and values. It is about the future of work. And it is about concentration of power. All of them are deeply connected with the foundations of our democratic system. So when it comes to ethics and values and what we may call responsible deployment of AI, of course, the risks, like any other invention, are very, very high. In every human invention up to now, there were side effects and risks associated with that. On internet, for example, we had the challenges on security and privacy. When it comes to AI, there are much more than that. So there is the risk of bias, because all AI algorithms are based on certain patterns of data that they are already biased. It is about reliability and safety, because imagine a driverless car to be driven by AI should be reliable and safe. And going beyond that, it's about accountability, who is accountable. So the algorithm should be accountable for any harm. And the ones developing the algorithm should be accountable to us all about this one. And we need to think that, we need regulation. We are expecting the AI Act from the European Union, from the European Commission, which is going to be the first cross-sectoral AI regulation in place. In the US and in the UK, it was rather sectoral rather than cross-sectoral. And we need to, to be in a dynamic process in order to make sure that, all these challenges will be mitigated. The good thing is that humanity has been proven extremely resilient and adaptable in all big changes up to now. So on future of work, I'm much more optimistic because, think what it happened when the horse carriage was replaced by a car. A few professions were disappeared, but a whole new ecosystem of roles arised. An example from Vodafone, in the next 18 months, we are going to deploy 7,000 new roles that they were not existing before, from AI cybersecurity experts to AI trainers. And we are going to do that through upskilling, through insourcing and recruitment. And guess what? These roles will be much higher paid than a role of an agent in a call center.
How many did you say? Could you repeat the number?
7,000 in Vodafone in the next 18 months, roles that they...
And to put that in context, what is that as a share of your total workforce?
It's 7%, if you think that we are 100,000 globally, so it's 7%. So I believe that AI will amplify jobs. Of course, repetitive jobs will be replaced, but the value add of the new roles will have an increment also on the way we compensate these roles. And the last bit is around concentration of power. One might say that US, China, or the big West Coast companies, because they have loads of data, they are able to create very powerful AI algorithms, so they will prevail. For me, definitely they do have a head start, but I think that the US is less than 25% of GDP globally, and I don't think that this, in terms of data creation, is able to, because the notion of data being gold or oil, I don't necessarily agree. It's valuable as oil and gold, but data is not that scarce. And data is renewable, someone said, is the only renewable resource that we have in the world. So even smaller organizations, even smaller companies they can take advantage of this, create this type of models and compete. Of course, if we reach a point that the all-in economy prevails, which is about concentration of power, then we may start thinking on how we democratize data the same way we democratized electricity, for example. Of course, it's not the same, but if we go to a phase that this all-in economy will prevail, then the humanity needs to think how it will sustain competition between states, between organizations, even between individuals. I'm closing with the caveat. And the caveat is that whatever we discuss today, what we discussed yesterday, we will be discussing tomorrow, maybe will be obsolete or wrong in 10 years from now. The good side of it is that we have time to adapt and change.
Maybe.